about now in this campaign. We know the will of the people in the Lisbon vote. We know that the will of the people is not being recognised. We know that you have an opportunity to have a candidate, that you have a candidate now in North West who reflects the will of the people, who has a track record in business himself, who is fearless, who, despite everything being thrown at him, is still there to fight the good fight and run the race to the end. And I think we're here to listen to him, but also to help him and to do what we can in each part of this constituency, in this part of it in Mayo, and to be the foot soldiers on the ground, to get it on radio, to fight the good fight, and to get the good man elected. So I'm going to hand over to Declan now to say whatever you have to say.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much. It's been a great blessing to meet Martin Daly. This is a great man, and I expect you all know him here. And I consider myself very privileged to be able to call Martin a friend. It's only about a year ago since we've met, and this is a very special man, very special family, and I'm privileged to call you a friend, Martin, and thank you for all the help and the great work that you did during the Lisbon Treaty campaign, and so many of the rest of you that are here that put such a huge effort in, and the Irish people and the people of all of Europe owe you a debt of gratitude, and I have heard them express that gratitude. I have a gift, a trophy, back at my house in Moyne, and it's not to me. It says to the people of Ireland and the people of the Czech Republic in thanks for your defeat of the Lisbon Constitution. And it was presented to me on behalf of the Czech people to receive on behalf of the Irish people in Prague a few months ago. And as I say, they properly recognised that it wasn't me, but it was you that had that effect and that made the difference, and that got out and told the Irish people the truth about the question that they were being asked, that exposed the deceits that were hidden and not so well hidden within the Lisbon Constitution. And the great thing that you all did, not just for Ireland, but for almost 500 million people across Europe. There was a battle in ancient Greece. It was when the Persian king Xerxes had intended to invade ancient Greece and destroy what was the nascent Western world in its most early stages of development. And there were 300 Spartans that went to a pass on the coast of Greece called Thermopylae. It was a narrow pass through which the whole Persian army, legend says it numbered 2 million, had to be channeled through. And these 300 Spartans stood and fought off that Persian horde, and fought off King Xerxes and defeated the Persian army and saved Greece and saved Europe. And I think of you all as part of the modern 300 that saved then ancient Europe from certain destruction. You saved it for democracy, and I'm very proud to have been associated with people of such calibre and quality as all of you, and I feel humbled to be in your presence. For my small part, I've decided that the best way that I can be effective in ensuring that Ireland's voice is heard, that the voice of the northwestern constituency, as it is, which includes 11 counties in Ireland, including counties in Ulster, Munster, Leinster, and all of Connacht, that the best way our voices can be heard is through the European Parliament. The European Parliament is not something that people have really taken seriously up until now, on average across Europe, mostly because they don't really know what it does or what it's for. And that would be primarily because they don't really know how Brussels functions. Now the fact is that the European Parliament is the weakest of the three institutions in Brussels. It's designed that way because it's the only one that has any democratic legitimacy. So given that these people don't like democracy, it's not surprising that the European Parliament is the weakest of the three institutions, because the European Parliament cannot initiate law, like a normal legislature can. To be able to initiate law in Brussels, you have to be unelected. Law is initiated through the bureaucracy as I like to call it, in the Commission. And over the last 2 weeks, we launched in Germany. We launched Libertas in Germany. We're running candidates for election all over Germany, all over France, all over, at the moment, the 27 member states of the European Union. Let me tell you, that's been pretty exhausting work. But there was a group of German journalists gathered, some of the smartest political journalistic minds in Berlin. Same thing in Paris last week, with the leading political journalists from France. And I asked a question in Berlin. I said to the gathered German journalists, I said, right, I said, you lot are the most, probably there are a few people that are more informed about the politics of Germany and Germany vis-a-vis Brussels than all of you here. And they sort of quietly nodded, thinking, where are you going with this, Ganley? We know there must be a catch here somewhere. And I said to them, right, I said, more than 80% in Germany, more than 80% of law in Germany is initiated from Brussels. That ends up on the statute books here in Germany. Does anybody disagree with that? No, everyone would agree. That's fine. So I said, what I'd like you to do is, I said, don't all put your hands up at once. I said, name me 3 people responsible for initiating those laws. Just 3. And I got the same response as here. I said, all right, let me make this easier for you. I said, just one. Don't all put up your hands at once. Just one name. Nothing. I said, my friends, you are living in a post-democratic society. You don't know the name of one single person responsible for initiating the vast majority of laws passed in Germany last year. You don't know their name. You don't know what they look like. You don't know who's paying them. You don't know who's lobbying them. You don't know their background. You know nothing about these people. Yet, when somebody has the audacity to ask a question about this, or to challenge how this is being done, not as an anti-European, but as a pro-European, as somebody who wants it to work, you must be a CIA agent. You must be anti-European. You must not like Europe. No, I like Europe a lot. I like it so much that I am prepared to stand up and put my head above the parapet in my own small way and defend the right of all of us, me included, to know the names of the people who initiate most of our laws. I think that's a very reasonable, moderate, pro-Irish, pro-European, pro-Mayo, pro-Galway, pro-Donegal, pro-Longford position to adopt. It's not anti-anything, except for being anti-people who are against democracy. And then I look at this so-called leadership that we have in this country right now. And I was a Fianna Fáiler, and I was a keen supporter of Fianna Fáil in the past. And I am broken-hearted at the way this country has been led, because that's an oxymoron to say that it's been led, has been misled into the position that we find ourselves, both economically now, with the challenges that the people are facing, where it's not like the 1980s where we had a huge national debt, but not many people had credit cards in this part of the country, and indeed not that many people even had big mortgages, to a position where now national debt, we have this huge burgeoning debt at the national level,